The Anker Prime Dock Thunderbolt 5 for Mac and Windows is the most expensive dock from Anker at $399, but it's also the most powerful and fastest thanks to the Thunderbolt 5 with up to 120 gigabits data transfer rate and up to 140 watts charging rate. If that's not enough to entice you, it even supports up to dual 6K at 60Hz for Mac and dual 8K at 60Hz for Windows. That is, if your Windows device supports Thunderbolt 5. However, for Mac M series users, you get full compatibility from M1 up to M4 with the exception of non-Pro M1, M2, and M3 limited to single output only. While it's totally overkill for most of us, it's nice to see a bit of upgrade headroom in case one decides to go for a better monitor. When it comes to port selection, there's no shortage here. You are basically complete whether it's for the internet, peripherals, storage, or even charging. Not slow, low-power charging, but fast charging. Starting on the front, you have two USB-C ports that go up to 10 gigabits transfer rate for each and a combined 45 watts of power. While Anker did not mention the exact wattage of each port when charging, I managed to charge my Xiaomi devices up to 20 watts, so my guess is that's the maximum charging speed for each. There's a 10 gigabit USB-A for external storage, as well as an audio jack for input and output. On the left side are microSD and SD card readers with up to 104 megabytes data speed. On the back side, you have two more 10 gigabit USB-A ports for either peripherals or storage, and two Thunderbolt 5 downstream ports for connecting external monitors, devices, storage, or even charging another device of up to 15 watts. The other TB5 port is for upstream that connects to your computer and is capable of charging up to 140 watts. Fun fact, my 14-inch M1 Pro charges at 98 watts with this dock. The LAN port supports up to 2.5 gigabits, although I wish it was a bit faster given the price of the dock, but it's fine. And finally, you have an HDMI 2.1 and DP 2.1 for external display. Take note that you can't use them simultaneously, and if you do try to use them both, the DP port is the one that's going to work. Powering the entire dock is a barrel connector. No need for any adapter because the power is inside the dock itself. Even when you push the dock to its limits, it has a cooling fan inside that vents out the heat on the back. Turning on the Prime Dock is as easy as pressing the power button once, which illuminates the wraparound soft glowing LED. It's a nice touch, but if you don't want it, you can press the button once to turn it on or off. Once you're done using the dock, just hold the button for 2 seconds to turn it off. There is a high performance mode with a more animated lighting effect, but I never really got to that point despite my external monitor running at 120Hz in a resolution equivalent to two 1440p monitors. The new Prime Dock supports the Anker Dock Manager app that lets you update its firmware version, access the manual, and check other Anker hubs and docks as well. Nothing much has changed since my last laptop setup except for the dock itself. My monitor is the first generation Samsung Odyssey G9 with a 49-inch LCD panel that goes up to 240Hz with HDR support. I'm using one of the TB5 ports on the back that connects to the DP port of the G9 just because. My mouse is the Darew A950 with the dongle connected to the front of the dock instead of its magnetic charging stand. I have my reasons why it's like that, so maybe in another video, but I use one of the front ports for charging phones and other accessories, but I do have a lightning port adapter for my iPhone 13 Pro Max when I need to charge quickly. I do have this 50-watt Xiaomi wireless charging stand, but it's mostly occupied by my Android devices. That's why I have this 3-slot vertical stand by Vadir for just about anything that suits my needs. I do have a Transmart Merchant S100 as my desktop speaker. It's wired to the monitor, but when using my laptop, I usually just use the built-in speakers because they sound great already. The desk is the Bill standing desk with a max load of 80 kilograms. You can set 4 different heights. It's one of the most affordable ones for its size, although it may not look like it when moving the desk. It's sturdy in position. I also have the Jaguar gaming chair. It's nothing special as far as features go, but it's a nice gift to me and I've been using it since then. But I do think I need a new chair because the maximum height is not enough for my desk. But that's it. I'll leave the links for the Anker Prime Dock in the description box below. Sound off in the comments if you want links for the other devices as well. But drop a sub or like if you feel like supporting the channel, and as always, until the next one, stay safe.